Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast, episode 97 for May 10th, 2025. I am your host, The Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by a very special guest, someone who hasn't been on the podcast in a while, Dark. How you doing, Dark?
Hello, everyone. How's it going? It's been a hot minute.
Man. What's life treating you like? Anything interesting happening games-wise?
It ain't so bad, but games-wise, Oblivion came out. I've been sucked into that, bro.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that later, but... Yeah, I mean, a lot of news today, Dark. Everyone was unavailable, but you came up, you were like, nah, I got it, man. I got you, which I appreciate.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's annoying because, like, literally probably the busiest week in gaming news in a while. Everyone's like, oh, sorry, I'm busy. It's like, okay. Damn. That's unfortunate timing.
Dude,
But
when you was telling me everything that happened this week, I'm like, holy shit. It feels like multiple weeks pulled into one.
yeah, a lot of stuff I had to cut out of the doc. Just small things like, oh, Zenless Zone Zero is underperforming, which I found very interesting as a conversational point. But I'm like, we don't have enough time.
They
Hopefully we can
failed
get
to
through
reach
it.
expectations, had us.
No, I mean, okay, listen. We'll talk about it just real fast. It was interesting because they straight up said it's like the Hoyoverse games. All three of them are devouring each other, and
Which is hilarious.
it's gotten to the point where it's like, oh, every time we get a new one, it's like just cutting into the profits of the other one.
Suffering from success, be like.
Exactly. So I think they're kind of like, yeah, we're just gonna focus on these three from now on. But yeah, I just thought that as an interesting story. Anyways, though, let's talk about the real news of the week. We got a shit ton of stuff. I mean, GTA 6 got a reveal, like the second trailer finally after all this time. A PlayStation Studio got announced. Gears of War is coming to PlayStation. We'll talk about all of that. If you guys want to find us, we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every type of podcast platform. If possible, review us on Apple Podcasts. Apparently, that helps algorithmically a ton for us. So if you can, that'd be really good for us. And also like the podcast on YouTube. That also helps a ton. And follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming. But I think we're ready. Let's get into it. GTA 6 Trailer 2. Dark, if you remember the long amount of time that we'd have to, like, it felt like every week it was like, no, this is the week they dropped the second trailer.
Yeah, we were just counting down. Like, at this point, it was just like,
yeah.
And they were teasers, and people were like counting moon constellations. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, we were counting the amount of Instagram posts of Rockstar's Instagram account. It got conspiratorial. And then last week they actually said something. And it's like, no, the game's not coming out this year. Actually, it's like, well, okay. But now we actually got the reveal. The real release date trailer. GTA Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer 2. Did you watch this, Dark?
Yes, I have.
I mean, listen, visually, shit.
I think it's arguably, in terms of like purely realistic style, but of course you're gonna have like games that take a more creative approach. In terms of purely realistic looking games, this is among one of the best I've seen.
No, visually it's unfucking manageable. I don't know if you caught the animation work in this trailer. Like,
it's insane.
Specifically, pay attention to the character's clothes. No other AAA game can do that. Of the way that, like, it kind of slightly moves to the wind. The beer bottle at one scene, like, you straight up see the carbonation rising up. Like, little details like that where it's like most people don't notice that stuff. Or at least they don't, like, notice it while playing the game. But Rockstar's like, I don't know, we're going to do it because we find it cool. Which is just absolutely phenomenal.
A lot of the times when games get delayed, especially something I'm looking forward to, it's like a big blow. I am not upset with this delay whatsoever. If the game's looking like this in the current state, another year of polish, like, go for it. I already know this game's gonna be a massive success. So.
Yeah, that was my thing. Where it's like, I mean, last week I was really sad about, oh damn, no GTA 6 like this year, and it hit me. You know, I was really depressed about it on the pod, but I think now with this trailer, I'm like, okay, I can wait, because what they were missing was a second trailer. I think the reason we were all so down last week because of that was that we had nothing on the game for over 300 days. Apparently people counted. It was like over 300 days of no information. Effectively almost a full... Oh, no, it was over 300. So yeah, over a full year where we had no information outside of that initial trailer. And with this trailer showed us, it's like, no, it's still breathing. It's still looking good. Let us cook. And I don't know if you caught some of the comparisons of trailer 1 to trailer 2. It's been improved already.
Yeah, it's insane.
So yeah, I have full faith in Rockstar. Did you check out the website at all?
I did not. I only seen the trailer. Did they show anything new on that?
check out the website. There is a ton of information. I think people counted it was over 70 new screenshots, lots of character like portraits and reveals. I have it on the doc actually if you want to check it out right now.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's also the website itself is so cool. If you like scroll down, oh man. But they just kind of show off like, hey, here's like kind of what this world is gonna be. This felt like a lot like a tone setting trailer of like this is kind of the tone we're trying to shoot with this game. And I'm super into it. It is interesting. They seem to be, for lack of a better word, taking it more seriously than 5. 5 was very satirical and it kind of poked fun a lot, which I love, but I know a lot of people weren't into. It seems like 6 is really leaning into this Bonnie and Clyde story between Lucille and Jason. And also, they're really, really going hard on just, hey, check out this beautiful world. One of my favorite things is that they haven't really shown that many like crazy things you can do in this game. I feel like that's going to be reserved for like a gameplay overview.
It is saving that for a big event. I bet.
Yeah, and just the thought I think of with all of this is maybe a psychopathic behavior. Dark. But you see like beaches full of people. It's like I got to drive an 18-wheeler through that. I just need to know. I need to know what it's gonna look like because I mean that's GTA. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's insane.
Another interesting thing to think about, because I'm sure, like, especially with how the industry is going nowadays, is probably going to be the case. GTA 5, kids who were born when GTA 5 came out, they're now 13 years old.
Yeah,
like this is going to be the next game for like an entire generation or two at the very least. It's kind of insane to think about.
They're going to be probably playing this game too, which is just it's crazy, man. It's crazy just how long the wait has been between GTA 5 and this, to where now that we're finally here, it does feel like I guess I can wait a year. I think this second trailer on the website really helped me. Like, okay, I can wait.
I can definitely wait. I have no problems whatsoever. I mentioned it before. I've never really been into GTA. I don't know why. I think it was like the tone of the stories that hasn't caught. This Bonnie and Clyde setup is doing it for me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think it's just.
I'm typically more into like Red Dead, but this is looking up my alley.
Yeah, no, I've always been way more of a GTA guy. Like I love Red Dead, but GTA just personally appeals to me more. I just love the modern day, like satirical nature, poking fun at things, and also just like I don't know. It's like I feel there's not a lot of Western stories, but just something about just like, hey, here's just like a criminal storyline that always is just gonna appeal to me more personally. But even then, I mean, again, love Red Dead. But I just look at the aesthetic of this game, and it's like they're both leaning into kind of like modern day Florida, but also kind of that Vice, like Miami Vice 80s setup.
Yeah. Another thing I noticed, when I watch trailers, I pick things up immediately. And I think in one of the posts that you mentioned before, but I did see like some posts about the characters. The main male character, I forgot his name. He's ex-military, which is making me think he might be like undercover in the situation, which is obviously going to get exposed, and that's going to make him like a really good story if that's what the case that they're going with. But I don't know.
I mean, this is why I don't want to say we needed, but like I'm glad we got this second trailer because it's giving us things to eat. It's giving us things to kind of theorize and think about for the next year until we get this game. At this point now, a full year later. I'll ask you, do you think it's going to get the second delay, or do you think it's actually going to hit this date?
I think they're pretty set on this date, especially with everything that they've been saying behind the scenes. I don't think it's going to get another delay. I think they should be good. My whole thing of delays, I don't mind delays in general, as long as you keep us updated. If you pull like a Silk song, we're like, why are you that quiet, bro? You can tell us what's going on, and people will be like, they'll understand.
Yeah, and I think that's what, again, like what I was saying is like, it stung last week because we've had no info and then we have to wait longer. So them saying it's like, listen, we're delaying it. You have to wait an extra year, but this is what you're gonna get. It's like, okay, I can wait. I'll wait. No problem.
Yeah. I agree.
It is interesting. I don't know if you caught this. May 26th, that falls on a Tuesday, and that is the day like right after Memorial Day weekend. This game's getting an early access. It's like
100%.
It kind of tells me it's like, okay, we're gonna get like Friday you can pre-download it and play through up until the main release on Tuesday, which I mean, listen, I'll get your thoughts on it. How much am I paying to play this game?
I don't think this game's $100. I don't think.
Yeah, me neither.
I think it's probably be like 70, 80 at the very most. That said, you did bring up a good point I didn't think about. People are gonna spend $100 to play this early.
Oh
That
yeah,
is real. Yeah, so
but they
maybe the $100 thing there is something to it.
Yeah, my assumption is that it's like, hey, here's $80 for the base game, and then if you want the deluxe edition with like the early access, some maybe features in online perks and whatnot, you're gonna pay an extra like 40, like 30 to
Yeah.
40. I think they're gonna like kind of nickel and dime you a bit.
When you put it like that, yeah, I can see people spending 100 on it.
Yeah, this is the franchise to do it with. Like,
Yep.
it's like this and Mario Kart, and we see Mario Kart's already at 80, and I almost think like 80 is kind of the roof that you can go to, at least for now. Who knows? See a couple years and some more tariffs come in or something.
Okay, hopefully not. Holy shit.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, GTA 6 coming May 26th, 2026. That's such a good release date. It is one of those things, Stark, where like a small part of me is like, well, you could have saved it for June 26th. That way it could have been 06, 26, 26. But I get it. You can't, yeah. Hey, listen, if I could play it a month earlier, that's fine. I could deal with it.
Yep.
All right. Well, GTA 6 cannot wait. We will probably be covering it. Do you think we get more info later this year? Or they're like, oh, we'll catch you next year?
Probably towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
TGS, if I had to guess.
A Tokyo Game Show? Or you mean
No,
TGA?
no, I mean the TGA, my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Game Awards.
That'd be crazy. They show up at Japan like, yo.
They might. You never know, but yeah.
I feel like it would be near TGA. They don't show stuff off at TGA.
No, I don't think it'll be at. I think it'll be around that time frame.
Yeah, because that was when the first trailer came out. Was literally the week of
Yeah,
TGA.
that's why I was thinking that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. All right, let's move into our next story. Dark, this is a franchise you really love. Gears of War.
I'm so hyped for this.
Gears of War Reloaded comes to Xbox Series X/S, Xbox PC, whatever that is, Xbox Cloud Gaming, PlayStation 5, and Steam in summer 2025. Wario64 put this up August 26th, retailing at $39.99. Xbox fans who own the digital version of Gears of War Ultimate Edition receive a free upgrade to Gears of War Reloaded, 4K 120 FPS support, multiplayer with cross-play progression. I mean, Dark, we're finally going to get... Now, I will say, I'm going to immediately say, this is so lame that it's only the first game.
This should have been a collection.
Yeah.
This 100% should have been... I know why they're releasing this one in particular, because they want to set up for E-Day. You should have did the whole trilogy. People have been dying for a trilogy remake for so long, and I guess we have to wait longer.
Yeah, I assume they do 2 and 3 before E-Day. I just wonder when.
Something really interesting I found this. You know how like with Oblivion they calling it a remaster, but it's really like a remake. That's pretty much what Ultimate Edition is. But we played through it together. It's pretty much a remake of 1, but they call it a remaster. So they're remastering a remaster.
Hey man, you got to keep going.
But the fact that this is going multiplat, I'm really excited for, just for like bringing life into this I don't think any games off the top of my head kind of have the same style of multiplayer that Gears of War has. It's very unique.
Yeah.
So just on that aspect alone, getting more people into it is going to be great.
Was there a lot of like cover hugging or cover bouncing or whatever?
There's wall bouncing and there's a lot of wall-based cover, but nothing else really does it in this current day and age, surprisingly. But I'm super excited for this.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I mean, it's gonna get like the full crossplay. I saw it's like you basically like, hey, if you don't want to make a Microsoft account, you don't have to if you want to play on like PlayStation 5. But like if you do make that account, you can play crossplay, which like that's like a great compromise in my opinion.
That seems fair.
It is interesting. So it's $40. It's coming out on the 26th. 26th of August. Which, by the way, I should point out, in that same week is Lost Soul Aside, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, and Shinobi. Guys, GTA 6 got delayed. Like, you guys could go somewhere else. I don't know what we're doing here. But, hey, it's exciting. I mean, Gears of War, great game. To kind of have it back, very iconic to a lot of people. I really do wonder why it's only the first game. I guess my assumption is they really want to go heavy and like remastering them. So they're like, okay, we're gonna bring 2 and 3 later, and those are also gonna be pretty heavy remasters. But like, you got to get it all out before E-Day, in my opinion.
So the thing is with E-Day is very. I don't know if you follow the Gears of War comics or storyline at all. The events of E-Day and like what happens during that time period, it kind of like ties it all very heavily into one. But 2 and 3, those take place like way after, right? So that's like the time.
Yeah.
So I understand why they did 1. I just feel like this is a missed up. Like you could have really just did the whole trilogy, even if you didn't give like the 2 and 3 like crazy like quality of life improvements. People would have still like enjoyed playing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where I'm like, I guess I kind of can understand why you only do the first game. You want to get a lot of attention on it, and then just have marketing beats for each entry. I just feel like it was so obvious to do Gears of War, the Marcus Phoenix collection. So I don't really understand.
That would have been great, but another thing to keep in mind, now even though now it's in a good state, the MCC, when it first launched, it was rough, and I think they might be trying to avoid that situation. Even though like now you can play it, it's completely fine. It's in a really good state, but that's a hard sell to do.
Exactly. And listen, here's the thing. At least it fucking comes with the multiplayer. I'm looking at you,
Yeah.
Last of Us. Like, that still annoys the shit out of me on Last of Us Part 1. It's a full remake of Last of Us 1 without the multiplayer. It's like, why? What are we doing here? But yeah,
I do think, however, yeah, there's nothing. Xbox is not holding anything back. I'm pretty sure Halo's. Yeah, this is the obvious conversation is coming up, but I've seen it everywhere. Yeah, Halo's coming at some point. I don't know when. Do I think this is bad for Xbox? Them doing this? I don't think so personally. I'm not sure. Wait, your take on this is?
Yeah, no. Here's my thing. I was very like, I don't want to say against, but I was very curious about the whole like multi-plat thing at first. Now that we're knee deep into it, I'm more annoyed when they're like, "Oh, well, we don't know like whether or not we want to go all in." And then Phil said, "There's no red lines." It's like, okay, there we go. And that kind of told me it's like everything's coming, and like it's been that way. And honestly, it's like, yes, this is for the best because nothing else has worked. You might as well go multi-plat. I benefit because I like playing on my PlayStation more than my Xbox. It's nothing against the Xbox. It's just I like trophies. And
you get to play where you want. That's the best thing about the whole situation, in my opinion.
And I still am of the mind that I do think exclusives are really good for getting people to the platform. But at the end of the day, Xbox had the exclusives and no one was coming to the platform. So it's just clearly it doesn't work for them.
I still believe they'll keep making consoles. I don't think they're gonna drop. I think they're gonna make the consoles as a way to get you into Game Pass. That's like the primary reason for a console. But I still think that they're gonna be doing that. Something interesting I wanted to bring up. I read the FTC court documents, but I followed that case really intently, as you remember.
I remember.
The whole argument that the FTC had was, hey, we're not against you buying these big companies. We're scared that you're going to buy these big companies and make everything exclusive. That was the massive argument that they kept going back to. With this plan, the FTC has no argument, for the most part.
Yeah.
So now in the back of my head, I'm like, well, now we're in a situation where if Microsoft felt like, and I'm pretty sure they're contemplating this, they can go on another buying spree and just slap everything on Game Pass and make it multi-plat. I don't know if that's good for the industry. I'm not really crazy about one person gobbling up everybody, even though it is multi-plat for the most part. It's like a very thin line that they're walking right now.
Yeah.
But that's something I wanted to bring up just because it's a crazy thought that could happen.
I get it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, that's the thing. Is like, this is a case of like, they're effectively, I don't know how to say it. They have effectively crossed the line, and it's like, yeah, this is just something that is overall working for them. And FTC looks at this and it's like, well, you're not really being competitive anymore. You're being, for lack of a better word, you're sharing. And it's like you saw the Xbox price increases last week. They're clearly not attracting people to the console, so they're like, okay, if you're gonna get a console, we're gonna just get more money out of you, which sucks and it's stupid. But at the end of the day, it's like that's just how they are personally viewing it. And it's like, we're going to make money off of software sales. We're doing the third party. We're doing the Sega. Though this isn't nearly as aggressive as Sega because they're still making consoles.
Yeah, this is what Sega wishes the situation that they were in. Because Sega just didn't have the funds to pull it off. But
Sega
it's part of me, like, I understand that the tariffs are happening at the same. At the same time, you got record high profits. You also like $1 trillion company. Part of me believes, yeah, you just raising the prices so fucking high that Game Pass is gonna look even more ridiculous than it already is. You know?
Yeah, no, I get
But
what you mean. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. A lot of stuff going on. At the end of the day, Gears of War coming to more people. I do think this is going to do very well, like just financially, because like this was almost like the forbidden fruit for PlayStation fans like me back in the day, of like Halo and Gears. It's like, oh, we want to play those. Forza, I was like, I don't give a shit, but like Halo and Gears were like, whoa, those are the Xbox exclusives. While I was playing like Uncharted and I don't know whatever other PlayStation 3 exclusives there were, which. Hey, there were a lot. Don't laugh. PlayStation 3, Infamous. Hell yeah. Ratchet
that's
and Clank. Yeah, we were cooking. But Halo and Gears were definitely always appealing to PlayStation fans. I think this is the thing it's going to do really well. You're going to see it at the top of the charts.
So something I want to bring up about E-Day in particular.
Yeah,
not that many people notice, but with Gears of War, they always had a trend, and it's really weird when you notice this. Their trend was they would announce a game, right? So they announced Gears of War 3 or whatever, 4 or whatever. And then the game that they announced would release the following year. And they followed this trend. With Reloaded, it's still possible E-Day could come out this year, this holiday. I'm starting to lean more towards it probably next year, especially when you read the document on that they put out with Reloaded of how they're saying, oh yeah, by the way, next year's Gears of War's 20th anniversary. I'm like, okay, yeah, E-Day's probably being set up for that.
No, for sure. It's one of those things that's like I wouldn't doubt like it's something that's going to be noticeable that we start hearing more things about E-Day in the coming weeks even. And maybe we could see a trailer at this Xbox showcase coming up. Yeah, very exciting. Moving on to the world of PlayStation. Not much to say here. This is a new team being formed. Welcome, Team LFG to the PlayStation Studios family. Now, be real with me, Dark. Did you read this and go, Team Let's Fucking Go?
I read it as Team Looking for Group.
Oh, you nerd. Because that's what it is. That's what it is. If, like, I read it as Let's Fucking Go, but I don't know. They're lame.
Because you have to keep in mind, like, when Destiny 1 really came out, I was like all up in LFG, so like those words became very common to be really quick. So as soon as they say it, I'm like, oh, it's Looking for Group.
Yeah, fair enough. I remember that from the Overwatch days, and I always read it as Team Let's Fucking Let's Fucking Go. It's like, what the hell is this? Okay, but to actually read the article, this is from Herman Holst at the PlayStation blog. Today, I'm thrilled to officially unveil a new studio in the PlayStation Studios family. Team LFG originated at Bungie, but has also rallied developers from across the industry to bring life an ambitious incubation project that I'm very excited about. I'll let Team LFG introduce themselves properly and give a tiny glimpse of what they've been working with. Hello, world. It's a delight to meet you, and we're very grateful to join PlayStation Studios. Our studios is headquartered in Bellevue, Washington, with team members working both on-site and remotely through the US and Canada. Team comprised not just of industry veterans who have shipped titles like Destiny, Halo, League, Fortnite, Roblox, and Rec Room, but also industry newcomers with fresh creative perspective and skills. We are passionate about exceptional action-based gameplay, moment-to-moment game feel, and richly social virtual worlds. The LFG and Team LFG stands for Looking for Group. We are driven by a mission to create games where players can find friendship, community, and belonging. Now, there is one part that I really want to point out right here. Our first game is a team-based action game that draws inspiration from fighting games, platformers, MOBAs, life sims, and read it with me now, frog-type games. Dark, do you know what a frog-type game is?
Frog is the first thing that comes to mind if I'm being honest.
Dude, that was... I've
read that over a couple of times. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I have looked everywhere for what a frog game is. Nothing. Nobody has said.
Is it like a hop in, hop out situation, or like?
I don't know.
So like, I know I made a joke to Fusion. He got pissed off when I said, "Hey, Project Gummy Worm is a Destiny remake." I don't know.
I don't know, man. Okay. Really thinking about it, frog type game. Do you think it's like fast paced where you're jumping a lot?
So, in my opinion, it can either mean a literal frog like Frogger, or two, it's like jump in, jump out co-op, like Destiny, like Borderlands, like something like that. It's a really weird terminology if that's the case, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess my viewpoint It's funny. I asked ChatGPT and they said the same thing as you, where it's like frog type games are based off Frogger. It's like, no, they're not. I
I mean,
I
it
want you to
might.
know.
We don't know.
I want you to know. All I want is for someone to interview this team and ask them just straight up one question: what is a frog type game? That's it. Nothing else. Because
Watch them
what
be
are we even
secretive about
doing
it
here?
too.
Yeah, they're not even explaining what a frog type game is. You know what annoys me is they're saying it like it's a known term that like everyone calls their games. Like, oh yeah, the frog type games. Like, no one knows what the fuck you're talking about.
They're
Yeah,
ahead of the
that's.
time.
I'm sorry. That's just a tiny thing that really pissed me off. That happened 2 years ago when we were hearing about this studio first coming up. But anyways, yeah. What are your thoughts on this? So you're the Bungie guy, you're the Destiny guy. I'm curious how you're feeling about kind of what this team is and what they're kind of working on.
I mean, this is a really solid team from the people that worked on these titles. So like, I'm hoping whatever it is good. Um, my joke of a Destiny remake is could potentially be real, but outside of that, we don't got much to go off of really. I mean, I'm always glad that new studios are being formed. That's always a good thing, in my opinion. But yeah, hopefully we get to find out what this frog type team is soon.
Yeah, no, I would hope. I don't know. It seems like this thing's still pretty far off because they're just announcing the studio even exists, which we know they've existed for a while, but like this is their first official announcement of it. And also they're kind of like, oh, we're still hiring. And like I was looking at the LinkedIn and they're like, we're looking for like senior positions. It's like, yeah, this is still pretty far off then if you're still looking for some
Yeah.
like pretty high level positions. But I'm interested. We'll see what they got to go. I don't. They say MOBA, and I feel like that's the word for me, Dark. That I see and I'm immediately turned off on whatever game you're
I
making.
don't think this is gonna be like a mobile game, mobile type
No
situation. I
MOBA.
really
Yeah,
hope it's not.
yeah. I hope not. I hope it's just elements. Three
Yeah, I don't mind
lanes.
Element.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm interested to see what that is. Moving into our next story, Death Stranding 2 details. We're finally getting some details from the previews. There was a preview event. Dark, how long do you think people were allowed to play this game?
I think we were allowed to play for quite a bit because I was seeing people talking about how like 30 to 40 hours is halfway through the game. I'm like, what the fuck is this, a JRPG?
Yeah, so apparently Press got to play 30 hours of the game. And you
Jesus
noted
Christ.
that is around 40% of the story, says Kojima. Shinobi kind of put up like a big article, not article, but like a big thread of like all the big stuff. I'm just going to point out some big things. Tighter pace here, more dynamic, more gripping than the first game. 4 difficulty settings. Played on base PS5, impressive photorealistic graphics that draw you in right away. Hugely increased level of details. Takes place 11 months after the first game, with Sam living with his daughter Lou in a remote area in Mexico. And then small things here. Pacing is improved over the first game. His peaceful life is disturbed by the return of Fragile, who now running the company Drawbridge, who sends Sam on a mission to connect Mexico to the network and then to Australia. And there was a lot of other stuff here. This is a pretty long thing. Have you played Death Stranding, Wonder?
I have not. It's one of the few games from PS that I haven't gotten to yet.
It's really good.
Although it is pretty funny them being like, oh yeah, it has much better pacing, but 30 hours is the 40% mark. It's like,
Yeah, no, the length is insane. I hope it's not a case where I'm like, oh, I hope this game ends soon and there's like 10 hours left, but I don't know. I have faith. Personally, I love Death Stranding 1. It's an all-timer for me. So to see like they're pretty much going all out with this sequel and going to fucking Australia, which is just like that is such a fun setting for Death Stranding.
I have faith in Kojima because I've been playing his games for the longest fucking time. So I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah, and one thing that's really interesting, one of the bullet points that really stood out to me: combat is vastly expanded and improved in many ways. Feels like Metal Gear Solid 6. Don't you cite him? Don't you say Metal Gear Solid around here?
They dropped the 6 to like, bro, what are we talking about?
I no, I find it interesting because pretty much a lot of the previews were kind of talking about like this feels like an expanded version, or not an expanded version, but almost like a what Kojima really wanted Phantom Pain to be, which is really exciting for me because I think you remember like Phantom Pain had phenomenal gameplay, but the story was just kind of all over the place. So if we could just get like Phantom Pain with good story, damn, that's an all timer for me.
Yeah, I agree.
because I don't know if the combat in Death Stranding one is, it's not bad. It's just kind of like whatever, and you don't really do it. You have no reason to, because it actively like harms you if you go into combat with like random humans.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so it's just to hear it's like, no, actually this time it's way better, and you actually want to get into those firefights. Gets me more excited. Moving into our next story, this one annoyed me. VGC has this from Andy Robinson. Palworld confirms disappointing game changes forced by Pokemon lawsuit. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filed a lawsuit against Pocket Pair in Japan last year, alleging that Palworld infringes on 3 patents that related to monster catching gameplay. On Thursday, Pocket Pair confirmed that it previously patched out the ability to summon pals via pal spheres due to legal actions, and confirmed that further changes were coming in order to avoid disrupting future development and releases. Quote, on November 30th, 2024, we released a patch for Palworld. It is said this patch removed the ability to summon pals by throwing pal spheres, and instead changed it to a static summon next to the player. Several other game mechanics were also changed with this patch, as many have speculated these changes were indeed a result of the ongoing litigation. Everyone here at Pocket Pair was disappointed that this adjustment had to be made, and we fully understand that many players feel the same frustration. In addition, Pocket Pair said that with implementation of patch version 0.5, this week we must make yet another compromise. From this patch onward, gliding will be performed using a glider than with pals. Pals in the player team will still provide passive buffs to gliding, but players will now need to have a glider in their inventory in order to glide. This is fucking stupid. This is so dumb. What are we even doing here, Pokemon? You're basically saying, no one else can do monster catching. By the way, I want to point out, other monster catching games. Yeah, they're not the first to do it, but this one got popular, so now we have an issue with it. I don't know what the fuck this is on about, but they basically are just twisting their arms and saying, no, you get to do what we tell you to because we have way more fucking money than you. We're willing to like fight this litigation battle. And now it's like the game is actively becoming worse because of this stupid lawsuit from the Pokemon Company.
I don't think you should be allowed to patent game mechanics.
No, that no one thinks that should be allowed.
Because not only do we have this, we also have a situation where Monolith had the amazing Nemesis system. That's never seen the light of day ever again. Because of everything that went down. Like, why are we allowed to patent stuff? Not only that, Nintendo was like killing any chance of anyone having competition with you. Which competition in games is not a bad thing, by the way. You're the biggest IP quite literally in the world. What are you afraid of?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. It's truly just a case of like them swinging their big dick around and acting like they can just own the streets, because guess what? They can. They have the money, they have the litigation power, they have this all-star team of lawyers. They are willing to fight this in court as long as possible because they can kind of do it for an infinite amount of time, compared to Palworld, which is an indie team. I don't like, this is the thing about Nintendo that genuinely pisses me off the most. As a fan, as someone who is buying Mario Kart for $80, I should point out this legal bullshit is the thing I can never defend them for. I don't know why they're so aggressive about this crap, because guess what? They are not competition. They are not competition. They're just there's someone else in the pond.
It's quite literally biblical levels of greed we're talking about here.
Yeah. We'll see. I do wonder when this lawsuit finally does finish up. These things take a while, so
yeah. So
something in the next couple of years.
Something that could happen with this, and this is like the best case scenario because it happened with Epic just now, where Epic had that lawsuit with Apple. And they just won recently. So yeah, Fortnite's coming back to iOS. That's a whole other topic, though. Anyways, in these long lawsuits, we've seen cases where the underdog does win, and if Palworld were to win this lawsuit, it would change things for the better, I feel like, because Nintendo won't be able to be bullying people around anymore like they have been. And we can finally get better competition for Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Yeah. 100%. We'll see. Moving into our next story. Mafia. I don't know if you caught this trailer. Got a new trailer.
It looked really good.
Date. Yeah, very much it looked good. But probably the most interesting thing about it is the price. Shinobi has this. Mafia: The Old Country is priced at $49.99 per Take-Two. Quote, "We think there's a large audience for compelling stories that don't require massive time commitments. We're excited to offer a game like Mafia, The Old Country in our portfolio to provide a linear, highly polished narrative experience that can easily complement the other more persistent games our players also love and engage with on a more consistent basis." Man, I hate how these press releases talk. They always annoy the shit out of me. But yeah, $49.99. Dark, it's not 70, it's not 60, it's 50.
Maybe it's just like this year so far, the best games that have came out this year have all been $50 or around that price point.
Oblivion.
If this is the new meta, I'm all for it. Expedition 33 is quite literally one of the best games I've played ever.
Yeah, we don't
and it's around $50. So
that game's not important. Oblivion is.
it is. They're both equally important. But yeah, we'll talk about both later.
Yeah, but no, I mean, this is awesome. I never played the Mafia games. Have you?
I've never played it either. And they're on Game Pass. I keep like every time I go on Game Pass, I see and I contemplate it. I'm like, I'll get to it at some point.
Dude,
I'm gonna have to get to it.
Yeah, I've had them because they were on PS Plus for a while, so it's like I've had them in my library forever. But I'm like, yeah, I'll wait. But yeah,
then,
I don't know.
I see the trailer for like Mafia Definitive Edition. I'm like, this looks fucking good too.
Yeah, people
like shit.
People talk about Mafia 1, like especially like the story is so good. And I'm like, I gotta get to it, man. I love a good GTA clone. Now, granted, 1 is not a GTA clone; it's linear, and also this one's gonna be linear. Which, can I admit something to you, Dirk?
What's up?
I kind of wish it was open world, and I know that's a lot of bullshit coming from me. How I always say we need shorter games. I kind of wish this was open world because I kind of want another GTA clone. I know those don't really exist anymore because no one can have the budget or time to do it like Rockstar does. But I don't know, man. I kind of want to drive around like southern Italy in like a car and just run people over. That sounds kind of fun to me.
For me, it really comes down to how the story is. If the story is really good and is linear, I wouldn't really mind it. But I get what you're saying. Who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, Nintendo like announces Lego City Undercover like 2 before GTA 6 comes out, and we have another open world game to play with, GTA clone. But yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's how I'm feeling. We'll see. Last story, Dark, I'm going to very much defer to you on this one. Destiny 2 got a big new update. Venture into a lawless frontier. Destiny 2 Renegades. December 2nd, 2025. This is the one with Star Wars. They're effectively adding Star Wars themes, aesthetics, and apparently it's going to be canon to the Destiny universe. This does nothing for me because I'm not a Destiny fan, but I am curious just about the longevity of Destiny, especially with Marathon coming out this year. But you're the Destiny guy, or at least a Bungie guy, so I want to know how you're feeling about this.
You know that Star Wars meme where he's like somehow Palpatine returned again? That's how I felt when they announced like this whole roadmap for Destiny, because I was convinced this game was dead. I was like, this game is done. And they announced like a whole 2-year plan. I'm like, what the fuck is this? The Star Wars collab is really cool. Like they showed like Darth Vader armor and a bunch of other shit that looked really good. They showed Tatooine, but you can't fucking evade Tatooine. I don't know why they're so fucking obsessed with Tatooine. Could this potentially bring life back into the game? Yes, because Star Wars is ginormous. It really comes down to how Bungie handles everything, like the post-launch going forward. Like you can't shoot yourselves on the foot, otherwise you lose the little bit that you do have.
Exactly.
I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this, but they did announce like a super long roadmap. If it's not already dead, it is very much on its dying. Like it's fighting for its life right now.
Yeah, especially.
So if you want Destiny to survive, you need to support this for like no one's business.
Exactly. We will see. I hope it does well because I know people really love Destiny. Though I will say, the feeling on Destiny 2, I feel like has gotten increasingly worse over the years, especially after Final Shape, with all the layoffs, with all the management. Yeah. It seems like people are in a rough position with Destiny, and it seems like they're really putting their eggs into Marathon. And I'll be honest, like I don't want to say anything because like I haven't played it, but from everything I've heard like great things about Marathon, but I've heard mixed things about Marathon. And the overall sentiment is it needs more time. And I almost think it's like, I feel like you kind of need to delay that soon.
Maybe that's what this is, to be honest, because this 2 you're playing seemingly came. I don't know, like it obviously didn't come out of
Oh
nowhere.
no, it was announced
like,
a while back.
Yeah, it was announced, but like with them fully announced, because they're getting not only one, they're getting another expansion at the end of the year. Maybe this can hold people off if it does get a delay marathon.
Exactly. We will see. Very interested. Final thing here is reviews of the week, Dark. We got
Oh my
one
god, it's
game.
finally time. The only game that matters.
Doom the Dark Ages finally getting its reviews, coming out next week on my birthday, May 15th. It's currently sitting at an 86 on OpenCritic, which, looking at the review scores, sorry, I'm like, I keep getting like texts about something that's happening, and I'm like, oh god, maybe I need to leave earlier. But okay, we're good. Sorry about that.
Oh, good.
What's it called? So IGN give it a 9, PC Gamer an 80 out of 100, Eurogamer a 4 out of 5, the Gamer 3.5. Seems to be kind of sitting around that 8 to 9 rating right now, so it's sitting at that 86 top critic average. So overall, people are really enjoying it. I did look back at the other Doom games. Those are in the 90s. At least from what I remember. I checked out earlier today, but if I remember, Doom 2016 was in. Okay, that is Doom 1993. OpenCritic, that is not the game I'm talking about. Doom 2016. Okay, Doom 2016 was in 86, but that was because of the multiplayer. I think Doom Eternal was the one that was in the 90s. Let me just make sure. 89.
I've seen a lot of reviews on this.
Yeah, same here.
And yeah.
How you feeling?
I think the game looks incredible. I like the aesthetic. I like the change of pace. I love Doom Eternal, but you feel like a monkey on crack like half the fucking time you're playing that game. Mm-hmm. I like the more boots on the ground approach that they took with this. The one big complaint that I've seen everybody talk about is that the mech sections aren't that fun. Specifically, not the dragon sections, just the mech sections. But if that's the only complaint we have, I don't have a problem with this whatsoever.
It's interesting. I've been seeing the opposite. I think most people have been having issues with the dragon sections.
Really?
I don't know. Maybe it's like the reviews I've watched, but it is curious. This happens every time they're like, we're going to change the pace of the gameplay. And they're changing the pace of the gameplay always sucks. So I'm like, just stick to what you guys got. I really love 2016 and Eternal. They're some of my favorite first-person shooters. I will admit, I was going into this game more skeptical as it kind of time went on. I was immediately like in on the first trailer, but then by January, by the dev direct, I was kind of worried because of the things they were saying about how they're shifting the gameplay. It does seem like overall people are positive on the shift. The idea of the shift is like, yeah, that makes sense. But then I keep hearing about things that are like, oh, I shouldn't be hearing this. Like enemy variety seems to be an issue. And then I'm also hearing people say like, oh, there's like issues in terms of like, what's it called? Like, oh, damn, what was it? Oh, the parrying. Where like the parrying is good, but like you parry every enemy. And it gets to the point of almost becoming too easy. It isn't, reading interviews, they really want this game to feel more like the original Doom, like 1993 Doom and Doom 2, which I think is really cool that you want to harken back to that. But I'm almost like of the mind of, what was wrong with Eternal? Or what was wrong with 2016? And it's like, I think back to at the dev direct, they were like, oh, Doom 2016 was run and shoot. Doom Eternal was jump and shoot. Now it's stand and fight. And I'll be honest, that's the lamest sounding of the three. Now, who knows? Maybe I get my hands on the 6 and I'm like, nope, I'm completely wrong. This is awesome. They were completely right for doing this. But I don't know. Right now, I'm kind of sitting in that slightly skeptical zone.
So, from everything I've seen, I think I'm going to absolutely love this game because anything Doom related, I go fucking crazy for. In terms of difficulty, it seemed like everyone agrees this is the easiest out of the trilogy. That being said, when people were showing off the difficulty options, there is sliders, so you can make this as brutally difficult as you feel like. That being said, they slowed down the movement, so you're not moving as fast as you were in Eternal. So that's what's throwing off a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where I'm kind of sitting here and like, I want to be like, oh my god, like May 15th can't come soon enough. No, I am, because it's my birthday. But like specifically for Doom, like, oh, it can't come soon enough. Give it to me, Doom, the Dark Ages. But at the same time, I'm just like, I'm not immediately sold on this new concept that they're pushing with it. But again, who knows? I get my hand on that. The thing is, I'm day one no matter what because it's Doom.
Yes,
We will see. I'm excited to check it out. About 16 hours from what the reviews were saying, so around the same length as Eternal, it seems.
Feels like it's a bit longer, but I feel like I mean, keep in mind, no
Dark,
life to
I don't want
shit
to.
out of.
Yeah,
I no life to
wanna
shit
hear
out of
you
Eternal.
say
To like I was speedrunning Eternal at one point on the hardest difficulty. So in my head, 16 hours sounds like, oh wow, this is actually like a lot longer. But either way, I'm excited.
Yeah, I think I remember Eternal was like around 14, 15. So it seems a little longer.
Yeah.
Moving into the last thing, what we've been playing. Dark, you can wax poetic about Claire Obscure Expedition 33. The other guys won't shut up about this game, man.
Okay. I'm not gonna say too much because my opinion on this game is, should you play it? Yes. Everyone should try this game. It's really fresh. It does everything. They take a lot of old concepts and like push new life into it. Incredible story. The visuals are fucking stunning for the team that they had. It feels like something like one of those games that you kind of just have to experience yourself. Like I feel like if I were to talk too much about it, it would do a disservice. This was the type of game where like it had me staying up like multiple days playing it straight. Is one of those
in 2
situations.
days.
I mean, within a day, to the point where like the others thought I was lying about it, and they were like, "Oh,
dude,
you didn't do some of the side content." No, I did a lot of the side content and shit.
Just die. I'm dying, Dark, because it was like, man, guys, this final boss has hands, and it's like final boss. What?
Yeah, so it turns out it was like the second to final boss. Actually, there was like a couple bosses after, but like I was near the end. I beat it the same day. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, must have really liked it then.
Yeah, it's a great game. You should definitely try it out. And even when you beat it, there's plenty of side content that keep you like occupied if you're into it. And if not, I'm really excited to see what this team does next because I feel like this game definitely put them on the map.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this is a team that basically went from nobody knows who the fuck you are to everyone's playing them. Everyone knows them. Everyone's looking at them.
That being said, before this game came out, the way that I've been playing, Oblivion came out. I started playing that. This game came out. I dropped Oblivion for a bit, went to this, and then I went straight back to Oblivion because Oblivion has this hooks on me. I have a lot to say about Oblivion.
I mean, is everything?
Do you want to go first?
Expedition?
Yeah, I can't say too much about Expedition solely because I feel like I would be giving too much away. It's something that you have to go experience yourself, and I feel like everyone should give it a fair shot, and that's the best way to go into it. If not if when you hear people say, "Hey, this is a really good game," yeah, it is. They mean it. They're not talking out their ass. You don't need to hear any more than that, in my opinion.
Would you play it on Steam Deck?
I played it on my Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I am getting another version on the Steam Deck soon, though.
Gotcha. Okay, did you notice the Unreal Engine 5 isms? The worst engine of all time. Like stuttering any issues there?
For Expedition? No.
But the other game, Oblivion.
I haven't had any stuttering in Oblivion, actually. And I'm on Xbox, so. I know on PC they're having like a lot of issues with Unreal Engine 5, so maybe that's something there.
Yeah.
Do you want to start on Oblivion, or do you want me to stay?
I mean, I think we're honestly around the same point, but in different ways.
Yeah.
I've done everything in the game except the main quest.
I've done everything in the game besides Thieves Guild and the Mage's Guild.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now with the Thieves Guild. That quest line is buggy as shit. I had to reload a save to do that. So just make a lot of saves during that because oh my god, it drove me insane. I really cannot praise this game enough. I've been praising it the last few weeks. People know I've literally all I've been playing. I'm absolutely addicted. I think I can say with full confidence this is one of my favorite games of all time, if not one, maybe even like top 50, which doesn't happen often. People know Skyrim is a top 3 game of all time for me. I love that game to death. I never really played Oblivion, or at least gave it enough of a fair chance. This is my first time really going through it, and the one thing I have to say above Oblivion, above all else, is I think it has some of the best quest design of any RPG. The quests in this game are so creative, so interesting, so fun just to go through. Even if the combat isn't perfect, it's good enough to get you to the really cool stuff, which is the dialogue, the NPCs, the things you're doing in some of these quests. I mean, the end of the Thieves Guild, slight spoiler. Do you know the end of the Thieves Guild, Dark?
I don't, but if it's like spoiler, you can tell me.
No. I won't say because it's actually really cool. But
yeah.
Dark Brotherhood, like one of the quest line, I think I've talked about this before, but you're in that dinner party, or not dinner party, but like the party, and it's like, oh, you have to kill all 5 people without them knowing.
That was really cool.
It's one of the best quests I've ever experienced in a video game. And Oblivion is just filled with these insanely well realized and interesting quests. And also, it just has this big ass world for you to explore. It's kind of like the perfect encapsulation of what I want from video games, which is let me do whatever the fuck I want while also giving me stuff to really like sink my teeth into. And it's like that's what Oblivion does for me. And let me tell you my hour count, Dark. This is what the PlayStation says, which isn't always accurate. I'm sitting at 87 hours.
Holy shit. I'm around like 35, 40.
Doug, I have way too many hours in this game. It's been pretty much all I've been doing when I'm not like working or doing anything else.
Something about this game that I found. I didn't mean to cut you off, my bad. You can go.
Yeah. No. I just real quick. I just have to say it's like this is because I just finished Shivering Islands last night. That is one of the best DLCs of all time. Like that's
Shivering Islands is great.
That quest line, the main quest line, and also just exploring this weird new island is so fucking cool to me. And it's like this is what I mean about Bethesda magic that a lot of people don't really I don't want to say people don't get, but people are kind of confused about. It's like what makes Bethesda games so special is that you're discovering this stuff. It never feels like it's like telling you to like this is where you go next. But it tells you that with the markers when you're doing the quest lines. But like when you're actually like out in the world, it almost feels like every time I enter a new town, it's like, hey, I need a situation. I have a situation going on. I need help. And especially with some of these quest lines, they're very open-ended where it's like, hey, figure out what you need to do. Like you're going to figure it out. That is awesome to me. I love when games do that. But what were you going to say earlier?
So with Skyrim, the idea of 100%ing it, like it was always like one of those like, I'm never gonna do that. This is like just too fucking
it's insane.
Oblivion is in a really weird spot. Well, not weird, but it's big. There's no doubt about it. But it's like, hey, this is manageable. This is something like I have no problem doing everything here. I know I can do everything here. It feels good. Like it's like the perfect size in my opinion. One thing I want to bring up the Shivering Isles, but I am trying to 100% this game. Besides my Xbox achievements being really buggy as of late for whatever fucking reason. Did you make a save with when it came to like which Duke of like which like side of the Shivering Isles you were?
Yeah.
Because there is an achievement. I don't know why the hell they did this, but so far in the terms of the game's achievements, it was perfect. You can just do everything. For whatever reason, the Shivering Isles, they gave you an achievement tied to whatever Duke you pick, and you can only pick one per playthrough. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's dumb.
But outside of that, I've been loving it. Finding random bugs and glitches are like in the most hilarious ways possible. I missed doing that. It's been a long time. I remember, like I was telling you earlier, but I had a bug where I was randomly walking, and my character just turned huge to the point where like I was in first person. I was standing above buildings, like I could see the roofs of the building, and I had to find this way to like get it back to normal.
Dude, it's so like those are the bugs I love because they're so goofy and dumb. Now
it's like what's going on?
That's the thing is like I've had so many like funny bugs like that, but I've also had like straight up like game breaking bugs where like a quest line just doesn't work anymore.
I haven't had anything like that. However, I did have something with the Thieves Guild where the character just wouldn't spawn. That I needed them the spawn. They just wouldn't spawn. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah, yeah, but God bless it. Oblivion. It's something special. There's a reason it's one of the highest rated games of all time, and I think now with this remaster, at this point remake, we agree it's basically a remake.
It's a remake. It's 100% a remake. I tried playing the original Oblivion so many times, and I couldn't get into it for the life of me. They've 100% revitalized. I like the way that you level up in this game better than you level up in Skyrim.
Same.
It's much more streamlined, and it just works better in my opinion.
Yeah, Oblivion's leveling up system always had issues, and I feel like this system is like kind of the perfect middle ground.
Yeah. I'm leaning like the more I play this game, I'm more so leaning like I might like this more than Skyrim. Which is like it sounds sacrilegious. It sounds sacrilegious when I say it, but I'm like, I low-key believe it.
That's what's so funny, Dark, because like I feel like before this remaster, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? And then I actually play through Oblivion all the way, and it's like, no, I get it. I get what the things about this game that I do think are better than Skyrim, like certain quest lines are just better. Like Dark Brotherhood in this game is insanely good.
I feel like once this game, I really hope this game gets please add mod support. Don't let this slip past you. Once this game gets like official mod support, I feel like the floodgates are gonna open. And
I mean, the mods are already out. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's on PC, but I'm talking about like on consoles and stuff too. Like,
oh, you're like the Creation Club.
Yeah,
you're gonna get Creation Club probably. And again, Dark.
But I feel like it's missing like very slight like quality of life things. Because like when I first started playing Oblivion, like the carry rate was such an issue for me. Now it's like it's not a problem whatsoever now. But like if you can tweak that, if you can add companions, if you can add like marriage and like this little tiny shit here and there, it'll become perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, there have definitely been some things where like I do miss from Skyrim, but damn, is it just this is a special game, and it's like this remake really exemplifies all the best parts of it. And I think this is probably the last time any of us will be talking about it on the podcast, which is why I really wanted to make sure we focus in on it, because I don't know, man. This is a game that like is an all timer for me for sure.
I agree.
And I didn't even touch the main quest.
I like the main quest here more than Skyrim's.
Yeah, no, I heard
much more in depth. It's much more in depth. You feel like you're part of it. In Skyrim, you kind of like get taken for a ride. That's what I feel like. Like you're not really like the main focus. You can like brought along in the story. Here, no, like you're the big focus. The Oblivion Gates are like pretty big fucking threat because like holy shit, they beat your ass in there. But yeah,
dude, fucking Patrick Stewart and Sean Bean are in this game. Like what? Like
it's
that's
insane.
Crazy. Yeah,
one thing I noticed that like a lot of people, because when I was like getting into Oblivion, trying to get into it, people say, "Oh, the dungeons all feel the same." I didn't really feel that.
I kind of feel
like
that,
I see what they're talking about, but like all of the dungeons feel unique or have something unique in their own way.
I think visually they look like way too similar, but
it's a lot of like
you can say that about Skyrim.
Yeah,
I don't know, but you know the craziest thing about all this, Dark, we're loving this. They're gonna do this again for Fallout 3. I'm
so hyped.
I cannot wait.
They give the stream to all the fucking New Vegas next. Go back to Morrowind. Fuck it. Because I never played that. Fuck it. They gotta do Skyrim at some point.
They're gonna do Skyrim. I promise you they'll do Skyrim. But like Morrowind is like, that's a full-on remake.
Fallout 3 is such a special game, and just see, I can only imagine what it's gonna look like.
Exactly.
Like, granted, the game's gonna be fucking ginormous because Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
I love Oblivion remake, remaster. 120 gigs is fucking insane, bro.
Yeah, but, I love this, but like the worst part is easily the performance, specifically Unreal Engine 5 being, without question, my least favorite engine of all time now.
Yeah, so I'm on the Series S. I haven't had performance issues. It's been really stable for me. That being said, I know Xbox has patches that the other consoles don't have yet. I don't know why that's the case. That could be it. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, the Xbox has been getting like weird updates that we haven't on PlayStation. We're second-class citizens.
It's fucked up, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, Oblivion. God bless it. Super happy with this remake. Excited for more, man. I mean, damn, the games are coming up. Like we got Doom, Night Rain at the end of the month. What's it called? The Switch 2 straight up just releasing next month. A whole new console. Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong, Tony Hawk. Like,
you're the summer games. Like everything's about to start dropping soon too.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that we're talking about all this, and then there's still going to be SGF and the Xbox showcase that are like, here's more. It's like, dog, I don't need any more. It feels like a lot of games now that GTA got delayed are going to start opening the floodgate and going 100%. Like, hey, we're also coming in this year, which is just insane. But we'll be covering all of it because, boys, that has been an episode of a Slice of Gaming podcast. Thank you for joining me, Dirk. I had a lot of fun.
Anytime. And I had a lot of great time, too.
If you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every single podcast platform under the roof, we are on there. Like us on YouTube, specifically the like button. That helps us out a lot. Leave a review on Apple Podcasts as well. And find us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming. With that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Say goodnight.
Have a good one, guys.
Good night. Play Oblivion.